How much time do you and your partner spend maintaining your relationship? As a couples therapist, it always strikes me how little time and effort people put into maintaining their relationship. This is really strange in my mind because I kind of think of relationships in the same way I think about gardens. Let's say you move into a new home and you have a landscaper create a beautiful garden in your backyard. And every day you sit out there and admire how wonderful it is, but you never actually do anything to the garden. Then over time, problems start to build up. There's weeds everywhere and there's leaves all over the ground. And one day you look out and it's an absolute mess. And you say, what happened to my beautiful garden? Where did it go? And the obvious answer is, well, you've put no effort into maintaining the garden. Of course it's going to degrade like this. And the same logic applies to a relationship. I think a lot of people have this fantasy deep down that if they find their soulmate or the person that they're really meant to be with, then the relationship will never require any work. And if it does need work, then maybe that means they're not meant to be with this person and it's not right. The truth is that all relationships require work. This is because people are incredibly complex and relationships are incredibly complex. And so they need to be maintained. So how do we maintain a relationship? Well, Dr. John Gottman and Dr. Julie Gottman, who are therapists from the United States, have come up with this idea called the State of the Union. This is a meeting that you have with your partner each week where you sit down to talk about the relationship, and it has 3 steps. The first step is for the two of you to express appreciation. So you want to find 5 things that you appreciate about your partner and tell them this. You want to take it in turns. And it doesn't have to be a huge, complex Shakespearean sonnet. It can be something simple as, I really appreciate you giving me a hand with the kids last night, or I really appreciate when you cooked me dinner on Thursday night because I was late home from work. The second step is for the two of you to discuss any problems that came up during the week. Now, this can be a bit of a concern for people who are in a bad place, and so if you worry this is going to cause a fight, you can just skip this step altogether for the first 4 to 6 weeks and just do steps 1 and 3 because they're all about injecting positivity into the relationship. The third step is to just ask your partner, what's one thing that I could do that would make you feel loved this week? And we want to try to avoid being negative here, so don't say something like, well, it would be great if you weren't home late every night this week, because it's not really constructive and doesn't really help our partner figure out what we need. Instead, we want to stick to a positive. So saying something like, oh, I'd love if you cook me dinner this week, or I'd really love to spend Friday night on the couch with you watching a movie. Telling your partner what it is that you want that would make you feel loved goes a long way for the two of you to be able to create more love in your relationship. Having a weekly State of the Union meeting is a great way for you to maintain your relationship. And don't be afraid to customize this process either. If you feel like there's something you want to add to it that would benefit you and your partner, feel free to do so. It can also help people to stick to doing this by creating a routine. Maybe you want to have a cheese board when you do it, or you can go to your favorite brunch spot on Sunday. Whatever it is, it's really important to make this a weekly habit that you commit to and put it in the calendar to make sure that you are actively maintaining your relationship